wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M+Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to this weekly M+ weekly highlights on the Wiz stocks list. And today we are going to share about what is the potential stocks ideas that we have come out this morning. And most of them are in the positive region, and we hope that it can sustain until the next session. So before we go into the highlights about what is happening in the stock market today, please share this video out and make sure that your friends and family members can get a feel about what the stock markets today is trading at, and how we should position ourselves ahead of the holiday, which is tomorrow. And I think everyone should be starting to take some profits throughout the session, but we still think there are some very strong counters that is unfolding itself, and it may continue to surge even after the holiday. So before we start, my name is Louis, and I will get you through some of the highlights about what is happening in the stock market in the US first, before we go into the stock market in Malaysia. Okay, so looking at the chart right now, I think if everyone can see my screen, please type Y or please type yes into the comment section. Okay, if you can't, then just let me know, and I will continue to adjust in order for you to see my screen. Okay. Okay, so right now, talking about the US Dow Jones, it seems like it is at all-time high area, and all this positioned here since last year, March, it has went up towards the current position around the 35,000 zone. So what is this? What does this mean? and what is our next course of action here. So as we understand from technical point of view, as stock prices continue to go higher and higher, it suggests that momentum can still sustain until it reaches a certain level of support. Then we might need to worry, such as current position. It might a lot of people might take this as a double top formation, and then what is the level that you need to wait for the confirmation to happen? It will be around here or even here, which is near towards the 34,000 level. So if Dow Jones is going to collapse, below this 34,000 level, then it means that it might go into a consolidation phase or correction phase. But as long as it is still hovering above this trend line, we are still taking this Dow Jones as a positive mode, positive trend intact, and it should trigger a breakout at least above the previous high. Okay, so that is the assumption that technical analysis will always say. As long as it is still going higher and still not falling below certain support, we are still maintaining the view that it is an uptrend intact position. So overall, chart pattern seems to be all right, very clear cut in Dow Jones. How about in S&P 500? It's even better because it has breakout above the previous high, and then right now it's just a pullback, and you can see that this is a trend line here, a very clear-cut trend line that it hasn't broken the trend line yet. So the support is near towards the 4266 level, and if we are able to see some rebound from that point, which means that it has still some support, and we should be able to see further breakouts. Okay. But a lot of people would say that, right now it's at all-time high. We should be, be more cautious about it. Yes, we take note of that as well. Okay. So how about the Nasdaq? Nasdaq is also having a very good breakout. This is considered as a upward trending triangle pattern, ascending triangle pattern breakout. So based on the previous breakout zone here, which is on the 22nd of June, the expected target based on this, the base of the ascending triangle, we should be anticipating a next upside towards at least the 16,000 level. So that is the mid to long term position target for this Nasdaq. So overall, it seems like yes, all-time high position in Wall Street seems to be a bit into a cautious tone. But again, if our projections are right, then this could be a good risk and reward zone for us to enter along the Nasdaq, along the tech counters in the US, and hopefully that this rebound or this pullback phase is just the very early stage for us to accumulate around 14,000 level, and hopefully it can rebound, and that should spill over towards stocks on the KLCI. So everything seems to be all right in the Wall Street, unless the support is broken. So far, okay, everyone is following well. Let's check. Okay, so a lot of people have replied. Okay, so what are the catalysts out there that trigger us, to put in our stock list? So let's check out what are the stock lists that we have put in today under daily picks. So daily picks is those stocks that we think it can run today, and why we pick most of them are under tech counters, because we notice the counters are technology stocks has been running since last week, Thursday and Friday. How do you monitor those counters that has been running or sectors that has been running? You can go into technology sector index, and if you take note of this breakout, it happened on Thursday. Okay, Thursday, and on Wednesday itself, or even last week itself, it has started to build up the momentum since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday. It went up, and people have started to take some profits over, I think, in Friday. But I would suggest that this breakout is a genuine breakout, and if we take note on this very interesting part here, is that it has pulled back. Yes, it has pulled back near towards 20%, and this correction phase 20%, it did not breach below this level very much. So, and it rebounded off this 20%. So which means that it did not go into the negative bear territory, but instead it has continued to make a breakout. Even as of this today itself, it is considered as a breakout pullback and continuation pattern, and this is what we call a good channel. This is a channel breakout, and in the channel itself, it has also performed the higher high and higher low position. So this is considered as a higher high and higher low position within the channel, and it has broken above the channel. And this part of the day, on Thursday itself, it has broken out above the A233 level. So overall, you can see that this is a correction phase, but it has started to make a very good breakout, and then it has surpassed the trend line, downward trend line, and this is what we are getting. So this is what we are anticipating to target 89 or even towards 92 level. Okay, so these are the levels that we are going to monitor, which means overall trend in terms of the technology chart is perfectly all right, and we should be anticipating further upside on most of the counters, okay, most of the technology counters. And therefore, that comes to a conclusion this morning that we need to put some counters under the technology stocks in our watch list. So under our watch list, we have DNO, we have DNEX, we have HT Padu, we have Penta, and we have Kobe. So these are some of the counters under technology stocks that we think it should move higher. And we just go through one by one. Why do we pick all this? Firstly, we go into DNO. It's because that it has a breakout, pullback, and continuation pattern. But today itself, it is still small candle. And if you take note of this DNO chart, it is perfectly all right and making new highs, which means that it is a very strong counter under the technology segment. So given that situation, we believe that the chart should continue even towards a higher position because of its nature of a very strong uptrend position in the tech counters. And therefore, what our projections right now would be potentially a very strong reversal trend, towards upside. Okay, if you take note of this, it is definitely an inverted head and shoulders formation. So let me draw you the inverted head and shoulders formation here, or you can call it a cup and handle, whatever you want to call it. Is definitely looking into a great position. So if you take note of this position here, it is around $1.20 range, and it has broken out above this last Friday. So overall chart pattern is telling you a decent move, and it has broken above the 5 ringgit level with very, very strong significant volume. And take note of this. Over the following few days, it has just been sideways ranging mode without significant volume. So this can be taken as a very short-term flag, or you want to call it a pennant, or you want to call it a channel, whatever you call it. I would say it is a breakout, pullback, and continuation pattern. So where does it need to break in order for us to monitor for the breakout to happen or the continuation pattern to happen? It is a 5 ringgit and 26 cents level. So overall chart pattern is considered as inverted head and shoulders, and also the cup and handle, and it has a breakout here and flat formation. So 5 ringgit and 26 cents is the ultimate aim that we are going to monitor. If there's a breakout, then the next target should be located around 6 ringgit and 24 cents. That is the ultimate goal. Okay, ultimate goal. And that may comes in around maybe a mid to long term position, say another 3 to 6 months, or even 12 months term. But that is a very strong gains towards this level here, because it is considered as 20% gain, around about 20% gain from the breakout. If there is any breakout above the 5 ringgit 26 cents level, that 20% gain is what we are going to expect over the next 12 months course. Okay, so this is DNO, but it didn't trigger us the breakout yet today. So we just monitor. Volume is still not too high yet. Even if it is high and it is just ranging around this 5 ringgit to 5 ringgit 26 cents, I will not be fret out. I will just monitor until there's a breakout. So the breakout supposed to happen, because based on the chart pattern, the chances of going higher is there. Okay, So next one under the hardware related counters would be under Penta. Penta is a slightly lagged play. You can see that it is not as strong as DNO. So given the structure here, it is just about right, to break out. But it is also considered as a very good channel pattern. If you take note of this, it is a very good parallel channel. Okay, the channel hits the resistance again and again, hits the support again and again. So these are considered as a very good channel pattern. So if you go down, drill down to weekly chart, it is perfectly all right. Okay, perfectly all right. It has rallied since March, I think, last year by 300%. It has just declined around 35%, and right now it has started to break out. Okay, break out of what we call the sideways consolidation phase last 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. So right now it's just retesting the resistance around the trend line, and hopefully it can surpass this trend line and head towards our initial target, which is around the 623. Or I would say that if you're trading on a short-term basis, what are the range that you should be looking at? Let me show you the chart. Okay, so if there is a today, if there is a breakout, I mean, it has triggered us the pullback rebound strategy right now, and we should be anticipating the buy interest to head towards firing at 64, 6 ringgit and 20 cents level, 6 ringgit and 60 cents level over the next short, medium, long-term position. So the support will be located around the firing at 17 cents for the time being, because it has shown us a very good solid support along this level here, and it has retested this trend line. Hopefully it can sustain around this level of firing at 17 cents, and it should continue to break out towards all these levels here. Okay, so that is our expectation on Penta. So today it has triggered us, so let's monitor. Another counter under this hardware related is Kobe. Kobe has been going up, trending strongly. I saw some questions related to Genetec as well, Genetec, and this counter is quite related to precision engineering, Kobe. Okay, so Kobe has started to break out and perform a breakout pullback and continuation pattern along the 3 ringgit and 2 cents level. If you notice this shadow here, this shadow here, this shadow, and then it started to break out. So this is a definite genuine breakout, because it breaks out with volume after a 3 retest here. Okay, 3 retest of 302, and it started to break out with volume, and that is what we want to see. So it breaks out and it pulled back towards this 302 and rebounded again throughout last week. And today itself, it has started to give us a signal around 11:53 a.m. So if we drill down to 11:53 a.m., it's just about right, about the breakout of 3.55 cents level. So we are looking at this as a good so-called breakout pullback and continuation pattern, and that is why we think it should continue to stay, it continue to charge higher. So whereabouts that we can anticipate these kind of movements upwards. What are the range that we are monitoring? So if you take note of the earlier pullback phase, is quite similar to what we have seen here as well. And so all this pullback, we can actually extrapolate out based on what we call the flagpole formation. So this is a flagpole. It pulled back and then it surged strongly from that point. So this is the initial target. Based on that, it will be around the 395 towards 4 ringgit zone for the previous target. And this recent flag formation or pennant formation, it has hit target around here, around the 3 ringgit 55 cents. So which means that people are taking profits and things like that. So overall, we can see that this next potential flagpole is started from here. Okay, so if we are looking into this as the flagpole, and then this is the flag formation breakout, it is also having this is the target here. It would be around the 4 ringgit and 41 cents level. So I would say that the range that we are looking at for the target on Kobe, it's around 4 ringgit level towards 4 ringgit and 40 cents level from this point of time. And where is your cut loss? Your cut loss may be located around the 3 ringgit and 29 or 30 cents level. So that would be the cut loss position that you need to monitor. Once it is falling below this 3 ringgit and 30 cents level, you should be taking some either a cut loss, or if you have entered early on, much earlier on, then this is your take profit position. But if you're entering right now based on the 11:53 a.m. Signal, then this is definitely your strategy, which is 3 ringgit and 30 cents is your cut loss position, and then your target will be around 4 ringgit zone. Or if you're more conservative, you want to take profit around the previous high, which is around 3 ringgit and 70 cents level, which is good because right now it's around 3 ringgit and 50 cents. So there are 20 cents upside, and you can use today's support as the cut loss point, which is around 3 ringgit and 44 cents level. So that gives you a very good risk and reward ratio around 1 to 1.2, 1 to 1.5 level. Okay, so this is Kobe. So why do we pick this? Is because technology stocks has been running quite strongly, and we have been picking selectively on counters that are quite strong: DNO, Penta, Kobe, and also DNEX and HT Padu. So let's go through HT Padu. It gives us a signal around this 1 ringgit and 50 cents towards 1 ringgit and 52 cents level. It pulled back, it continues higher towards 1 ringgit and 54 cents. So there are 2 cents to 2 cents to 4 cents to be taken out of this HT Padu. But I believe that HT Padu can go even higher based on what we have seen in this chart pattern here. So remember, earlier on we did mention about this long wick, long shadow, and hopefully it can retest again around this level here, because earlier on it has retested here as well. So it's very clear cut that this zone normally is the profit taking zone. But what if today it can close inside this consolidation phase or this uncertainty zone? And if it can close it inside this and without a lot of selling activities, it means that it is ready to charge higher, because it has absorbed most of the sellers in this region of 1 ringgit and 58 cents towards 1 ringgit and 52 cents level. So if they can close inside this zone here, then it is a very clear cut that it should break out from this point towards higher. Okay, so what is the range that we are looking at? This might be taken as ascending triangle formation. You can draw this something like this. Okay, something like this, or yeah. So it should gives you an idea that this is a resistance zone, and we have been retesting a few rounds along this trend line, and we are looking into breakout above the 158 level. So next target should be located around the 180. But if you take note on this base of the symmetrical triangle formation, if there's a breakout above this level here, then our ultimate goal will be located 30% upside from this breakout, which is near towards the 2 ringgit and 5 cents level. Okay, so that is the ultimate goal. But I will just go accordingly to short-term, mid-term, and long-term position that you want to enter, and check your risk and reward ratio from this point. So if you're entering around this area, where should you be stopped out, just in case market turns against you? So the range that I'm looking at will be around 1 ringgit and 45 cents level. Okay, 1 ringgit and 45 cents. So this is HT Padu. DNEX, I believe that a lot of people who have gotten this counter today, because of the breakout happened, I think around 75.5 cents. We believe that the rebound is genuine, and it should continue to trade higher. So whereabouts that we are looking at for this DNEX, it would be at the trend line here. Let me draw the trend line. So this is a trend line. It's a very huge resistance, but there are still upside towards this level here. So why do we choose DNEX? Is because of this higher high and higher low formation. And if you take note of this, it might be turning into a very long symmetrical triangle formation that it should break out in the mid to long term position. Okay, so but whereabouts that you should take short-term profits, it will be around this level here. Okay, it will be around this level here, which is around 88 cents. Or if you're trading even more shorter term, it will be around 82 cents level. Okay, 82 cents level is the place whereby a lot of sellers came in and sell down to a 66 cents. And right now it's just rebounding. So 80, 2 and 88 cents will be your resistance, and support will be around the 73.5. So this is quite a good risk and reward position for you to enter for the next. Okay, so I guess that will be it for the tech counters. But for the steel sector that we have mentioned earlier on, the catalyst out there is definitely into the steel counters that has been moving in China. So if you have an opportunity to look out for this chart, which is talking about, okay, you can put China steel, wait, if I'm not mistaken, 881112, 1112. So you can go into this. If you know Chinese, you can put this 钢铁, and then you put this number here, 881112, and then this is a chart that you can see. So this chart has been telling you it is going higher throughout last week, and this has been a good position to monitor counters in within Malaysia. So that's why we put in some of the counters today. It is Leon Ford, and also the other one is Light Industry. So Light Industry didn't trigger us, but it went slightly higher, so it didn't fulfill some of the criteria, but it's okay. We have Leon Ford in the position. So it started from 9:01 a.m. Okay, it started from the at the first point of time. It has started to break out, and it's surged higher towards the closing of the first half of the session. So this is a very good gains from 93.5 towards the 99 cents level right now. So in terms of daily chart, it is telling you a very good position for you to trade, and hopefully you can surpass 1 ringgit or even towards the 1 ringgit and 2 or 3 cents level. So overall, I can see that the China steel sector is running, and ahead of we going into phase 2 or even phase 3, whereby when the workforce can start from 10% to 80% of the workforce in the manufacturing sector, this will be one of the position that you should be looking at, the steel counters. Okay, and last counter for today's alpha, or we call it alpha, is because those counters that might suddenly surge right in impulsive strong position, which is HB Global. So it has started to break out above the 35.5. Highest point was around 37. So there are about 3 to 4 to 5 ticks to take for this counter. But ultimately, we are looking into 39.5 cents for HB Global. So your cut loss point will be located around 34 cents. First target will be 37 towards 39.5. Okay, so these are some of the counters that you can monitor throughout the day. But if you don't have any position in hand, you want to trade for you want to trade for a second half, and you can't find any counters, you can always look out into our traders list, which we compile all the past 6 to 7 days of trading stock picks into this traders list, and you can actually trade the breakout on these counters. So for instance, YGL has started the breakout last I think Friday. Today it has started to move even higher under our traders list. Okay. Yeah. So let's take a look at some of the questions. I think I've covered most of why we pick the M Plus WIS list, and what are the fundamental or catalysts behind it that supported our theory for today. Okay, so that is what we can offer you as a value-added service, because there are so many tech counters. Which counter should we pick? So we have picked selectively on those tech counters, on steel counters, and therefore that is our list for today. We hope that our list can generate alpha or outperform the benchmark, at least for a particular day, or at least for the long run. Okay, so just take some question out there that is very interesting. I think a lot of people would want to know what is the trend and what are the likelihood of Genetech moving higher. So based on the high high and high low theory, it should generally trend higher for Genetech. Why? It is because that it has been performing higher high and higher low position here. But one thing to take note is that recently there are some pullback phase and profit taking activities. So if you take note on these two points here, it if it is triggering a sell down phase below this level, then it is into a correction phase, and we shall monitor. Okay, we shall monitor for pullback towards at least the EMA 20, which is a short or 1 month moving average here. And if it is able to rebound from that point, then perhaps there is a very good chance that it should continue higher, charging higher. Our ultimate goal that based on the momentum right now, 20 ringgit should be the next very strong stiff resistance that we are looking at. Okay, if it is falling below this level, then we will not be taking any position into this counter because it is in the correction phase. And bear in mind, even our so-called the parabolic SAR is also showing us that this is considered as a negative position, even though you can see that early on it has turned negative here, but the confirmation actually will be below this candle here. So if it is falling below this candle of 1690 level, 16 ringgit and 90 cents, then I will consider that as a correction phase. If it is not falling below the red dots reference bar support, then I will still continue holding on to it until it reaches below that level. Okay, so that is how you are using using this parabolic star to your advantage. It's not every red color turning point you should be selling off the shares. It is once there is confirmation, then you should be selling off once after the confirmation. Okay, so definitely you can say that the weakness has been coming in, and therefore you should be taking some profits offhand from this point. Okay, I saw some of very interesting counter that I can see some follow-through interest into second half of this session. I saw some questions related to CERSO as well. CERSO has, I think 2% has been asking. So definitely we are expecting further upside for CERSO. Okay, so first of all, you can say that counters such as these are speculative. Yes, it is right to say. And also on Friday itself, it has surpassed a very significant resistance, which is this 29.5 cents or even the 31.5 cents level. These two levels can be taken as the short-term immediate resistance and the mid-term resistance because it covers around 1 month period, and 30.5 cents was broken, was violated very strongly with very strong volume. And today itself, you can see that there are again another breakout above 33.5 cents, which is last Friday's high. And right now it's going to retest, definitely going to retest this 36 cents. Momentum is very strong. And if it can close above this 33.5, I would say that it is the strongest position, that the sellers are out, and we should be looking into further upside, at least, towards 45 cents level. So this one, you can hold on to it because I believe bias is in control. Even with this small volume, people are not really taking profits. Like last time, they should be taking profits right now, like something like this. They should be taking profits, something like this. But again, it is not. So I would suggest that today's buying is genuine, and the sellers are already out of supply to sell. Okay, and we should be monitoring second session to retest and even break out above 36 cents, or mid-term, long-term should be towards the 45 cents level. Okay, so this is my judgment on just based on the technical analysis point of view, and volume is telling us that Friday's volume is in, and not much of selling activities is seen yet, and that's where we are looking into further upside. Okay, so moving on, I think we can take a few more questions because I think today's trading activity is certainly very intriguing. And even in this counter here, KSSCY, is it under steel sector, and it is still falling. I can suggest to you that based on what based on the if we are using the technical analysis point of view, and based on the parabolic star that we have taught you earlier on in one of the session, in I think February, we did mention about parabolic star is a sign of weaknesses, and if they are falling below the parabolic star's reference bar, then you should be selling off. So we might not know the reason behind it, Okay, we might not know the reason behind it because I think financial result is coming out in the month of August. But again, when people are not rallying, KSSA has been rallying. Okay, if you take note of this June until this period, let me show you what it means by this. Okay, so if you put side by side the Anju, whereby this part of the day they have been rallying since February. So February they have been rallying in tandem, okay, in tandem until this point of time, and then it pulled back. But during this period of time, it has rallied so strongly from 69 cents towards 150, despite the market leader. Market leader has not been performing. KSS here has been performing, so which means that it has went through a very strong surge, and right now people are actually taking profits right now. Okay, so it doesn't matter, whenever there is a good run or not, you should always be looking at technical analysis point of view first, because it will tell you that whether supply is greater than demand or demand is greater than supply. So during when market is slowing down for Anju, it is going in a very strong position for KSSE, and right now people are just taking profit. Okay, people are just taking profit. So I am taking the view that based on the chart, you need to really cut off your position today, because it has fallen below the very significant support range of 128 towards 130. Okay, so that is what I can think of right now. There isn't much news on KSSE, I believe, and we wouldn't know until maybe there is a news out there. But definitely the insiders might be taking profits, or even the market knowing party will be taking profit as well. So this is just out of the blue, but based on technical analysis point of view, you should be cutting out once it is falling below the 128 or 130 level. Okay, so this is just my ideas on how we should be monitoring by using the parabolic SAR to guide you through selling. If you have taken some, if you have noticed these weaknesses has been coming in, and you should be selling off. Okay, so I'll take some of the questions. Again, I will take maybe 2 to 3 interesting one, because I think right now a lot of topic about them, like Pelican. Pelican is also one very interesting counter that I believe there are still upside. Why? It's because of the proposal of 20 cents dividend. Yes, you might say that this already covers 20 cents, and they have asset sale earlier on, so which means that this has already covered. And why should we be trading from this point onwards for another 20 cents? Okay, so 43, 63 would be another 20 cents. So why should we be trading from this point to the next potential zone here? Okay, keep in mind, right now, if they are giving you the 20 cents dividend, it will just fall back towards this level here. If it 46, if they give you the 20 cents, it will fall back towards 26 cents level. So that will be much lower than the previous zone here. So think about this: why they are able to give you 20 cents, and if the 20 cents is given out today from the 45 cents level, then it should adjust towards 25 cents level. So it is much below the previous pre-announcement move here. So I would suggest that if any point of time, it will, I think, based on my understanding of the 20 cents, it should at least collapse back towards 28 cents here and trade like a normal Pelican before the announcement. So that is the base case scenario. And the news started, I think, insiders will start to trade around 33, 34, and towards 53, 54 cents. That is the 20 cents range. So I would believe that some of the parties will have trapped here. Okay, some of the parties will have trapped here. So right now it's just the matter of time. I believe that it should not fall, the after dividend, it should not fall below this 28 cents zone. So I would calculate based on that 28 cents upwards. So at least it should give you some upside towards at least 48 cents level. So another 3 cents would be enough. But traders will see this as a different scenario because right now we have a good breakout mode here. It didn't pull back much yet with the volume coming in just very minimal. So which means that people are not really taking profits heavily. So what I'm thinking out loud here is that if they can form a very good flag formation, potentially around this 41 cents zone or near towards the SMA EMA 20 level and then rebound, then our initial first target will be around 48 cents because it should not fall below the previous pre-announcement zone around the 28 cents level. So 48 cents should be the fair value right now. And if there is a pullback even towards 41 cents and then rebound, that is the point that you want to get into Pelican. That would be suggesting a potential breakout. And I would say that 48 cents will be the first target. And secondly, 55 cents should be the next target to monitor. Okay. So this is how I look at Pelican. So I'll just take the last question for today, which is recently a lot of talks about Pharma Niaga. And there are news to say that our government is not using Sinovac after finishing the doses from Pharma Niaga, but Pharma Niaga has also clarified that they are selling into private sector in order to increase the inoculation of vaccination drive, and therefore, how should we be trading this? Okay, perhaps just looking at by the chart, it is telling you that it is a negative chart because it has surged very strongly from this point of time above the 1 ringgit towards the 1 ringgit 40 cents. It has triggered a selling phase and then it's sideways and then it's breaking down lower. So this is telling you that it is generally into a downtrend position. Lower high, lower low formation has been formed. But if you really want to trade on this counter, what you can do is wait for the support around the 85 cents level, 86.5 cents level. If there's a good rebound phase, then you might want to trade that moment into just the trend line position here. Okay, this trend line position here, which is nearby towards around 97 cents towards 1 ringgit level, which is the immediate resistance. So wait for a pullback towards 86.5. If it is able to stand above that level, then you might want to trade the rebound. But if it is falling below this 86.5 cents level, then you might want to cut loss. So your resistance is around 1 ringgit zone. If you are taking a view that there is a good rebound, your risk to reward might be just 2 cents to target 20 cents return for this Pharma Niaga. But I would suppose that this counter is already forming the downtrend formation. You might want to wait until a certain confirmation, such as if there is a good rebound formation, or maybe it will collapse even further downwards towards below the 86.5 and then form a V-shaped recovery and hover sideways along 86.5 and then a breakout. Then you might want to use that as a low base to enter along this level here. So it might form a lower low before high low position and then a breakout maybe around 92 93 cents level, and only by then you are going to go in. So for now it is definitely a negative bias, but if you still want to trade, you can use 86.5 cents as the support to trade for the rebound. But if just in case it is falling below 86.5, this is what I'm anticipating, a V shape and then a sideways flag formation and then a recovery. Only by then we are able to see further upside. Okay, so although news out there are still negative for Pharma Niaga, you can see from the chart it is trading higher towards 104 and then next day gap down. This is definitely a negative news, and therefore we are going to wait for the technicals to be turning into a much proper position before entering it. Okay, so this is just my idea, my opinions on Pharma Niaga. Okay, so I guess I've covered most of them. Market summary for today would be just saying that US is on a high side. There are higher chances for them to build a correction phase right now, but overall I'm still quite positive because it is still not generating a violation of support yet. And coming back to Malaysia, I think there are still sectors to be traded for, such as technology counters, and also steel counters are coming back. Bear in mind the FMCO or phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 definitely is coming. And then the business operation should allow 10%, from 10% workforce to 80% workforce, and therefore it should generate more earnings from that point. And certainly, thirdly, will be we are definitely looking into recovery position for most of the sectors from this point onwards. Okay, so I hope you have gotten a lot of information today, and hopefully you have a good trading day ahead, and also enjoy your holiday and stay safe, stay at home, and good luck. Okay, thank you so much for your time.